Okay, guys, welcome to my A Destroyer 48 movie review. Um, my name's Alberto, aka Destroyer 48, aka Subscribe for Food, aka Subscribe for Nuts, aka I have trillion channels, and aka I'm the ghost of the most. Doesn't make any sense, but it sounds pretty damn good. All right, if you're here for the Furiosa, a Mad Max saga, you're in the right place. It's a 2024 film. This is still in theaters, and I just watched it. I think I watched it like yesterday. So I'm gonna do my movie review this. If you like my videos, don't forget to subscribe and like and share. And we're gonna before I jump into this, I'm just gonna say I'm not the biggest. I'm a Mad Max fan, but not the big Mad Max fan ever. I am a fan of the very first one. I think it's Mad Max. I don't remember what it was. Road Warrior or something. I don't remember. With Mel Gibson, and I really like the second one a lot too. I like them equally great. The only I'm being by the second Mad Max. Yeah, I liked it a lot. But why I like what I like about the first one is that I kept forgetting there was a first one. I had to go. I was like, is that even tied in with the second one? And I started to like that a lot too because I keep forgetting. But I think it's safe to say part two is better. It has more action. Action. It was more. It had more budget in it. I guess from the money it made from the first one. But well, I will jump into it, and after my review, we can do a little bit of comparisons of them, and I get my final thoughts on it. All right, so let's jump into it. The Furiosa Mad Max saga. By the way, one more last thing. I'm not gonna give a spoil alert ending. Just the ending. I'm not gonna spoil it for you guys. All right. So finally, let's jump into it. You're gonna start off where there's some mountains, and then there's like this place where it's actually green. It actually has jungle, forest, whatever. And you have these two young girls. They're gonna be trying to get fruit and everything, and I believe they succeed in getting a peach. It looks like a peach. That's what it looks like. And one of these girls is gonna be. Well, I'm gonna call her Furioso because today I'm not good with names and everything. They don't say their names a lot, so I'm gonna call her Furioso, and she is the heroine from the I guess the Mad Max film from the last one, last film, Mad Max film. Well, she does get this peach, and she has her sister there, and there's like this tribal motorcycle gang there actually there. Um, Furioso tells her sister, "Hey, be silent and all this stuff," and she goes to these they're off their motorcycles. They're parked in this forest jungle, what have you, trees, whatever, and she starts cutting their lines, their gas lines to their bikes. Um, then they end up seeing her. Her sister runs, and they end up capturing. They end up capturing Furiosa. They put her on one of her bikes. I believe before she gets captured or something, she's running away. She does this like a dog. I want to say a dog whistle. It sounded like a dog whistle, but everybody heard it. And there's an encampment in the mountains where her tribe is at, the good tribe, I believe. And her mom is and maybe a couple of others are gonna go after this gang and go try to recapture Furioso. So the gang takes off on their bikes. They tire of the bike, Furioso the bike, and take off. The mom goes running and is able to fix a bike or capture a bike or something. And she goes out on a bike. She has a sniper rifle. and she's able to catch up with the gang, not with them, but kind of right behind them, and she starts sniping them off with her sniper rifle. Sniper rifle, the mom, and she shoots some of them. She goes after them. She's gonna follow them all the way to where the captured Furioso is now taken to their base encampment, and when the mom gets there, she camps out near the camp. I don't know why I say camp. Yeah, she kind of camps out there, and she's eyeballing with her sniper scope. She's eyeballing this encampment. Um, a young Furioso's been taken to the leader, and the leader's like kind of like, oh, I'll take you as a daughter, kind of deal. Um, the mom ends up sneaking into the encampment and takes Furioso, and they get on the bike to take off. And and she tells what I remember. I've only seen this movie once. There's like this hidden entrance to like in between two mountains, like a I don't know what you call it, like into it's kind of thin, and they go there. It's in between two mountains, and not that many people could fit in. Well, at one point, the mom's like, they had run out of gas and stuff like that. So but at one point she tells her, "Hey, take off, go take off. I'm gonna, yeah, I can't go with you. I have to hold them off," kind of deal. Like, no, I want to be. She's like, no, go. She tells her young Furiosa to go. So the mom stays there, and the mom gets in between those two mountains, that little entrance thingy, and she starts shooting the bad guys. So they try to come in bikes, and the bikes get crumpled up, the bodies start melting, and then the leader, the leader of them, I'm gonna call him a nomad leader. So the nomad leader says, go around," and they finally get to Furioso's mom. They finally capture her. Now, an ignorant Furioso out of stupidity comes back when her mom told her to leave, which she would have probably been able to take off on one of the bikes. But she could have made an escape and made it, but no, she had to be dumb and come back with her mom. They end up crucifying her mom onto, I don't know, pikes or whatever like that, out in the middle of nowhere in the sand. By the way, most of this is middle of nowhere sand, for the exception of the forest, jungle place, whatever. And they put somebody, one of his minions, with a knife, put it to Furiosa's mom's throat while she crucified. So they're gonna kill her, and they take Furiosa hostage. The part the part I remember is they have like Furiosa in this kind of truck or something, and in the back, it's not a truck, it's like in the back part, because you can see it's like a jail cell in the back of that truck, whatever, and you can see through the bars, and she has like a muzzle or like a dog, and she's with a nomad leader. um they're gonna end up meeting up with the nomad leader. He has a huge army too, a lot of guys on motorcycles, a lot of his minions on motorcycles and stuff. They're gonna end up running into uh, the mountain people. Those are the ones that the tribesmen that look. I have the guys with the bald heads. They don't have shirts on. They're all in powder, like in the first. I mean, the last Mad Max film. Bald heads, white powder all their bodies. They're gonna meet up with them, and this nomad leader again is a threat to them. So these, I'm gonna call them white tribesmen. That's what I'm gonna call them. They're up on the mountains, and they start throwing. I don't know how hooks come from above, and this nomad leaders all his minions are on bikes. They're driving around, and these hooks pick up the motorcycles. That's one of my favorite parts of this story. These hooks start picking up several bikes with guys on them, and it's really cool. I really like it. Before that battle, they're well, actually, I don't know before or after. Somewhere during that battle, before or after, they have I think it's before. They have this white tribesman that they call upon him. One of the nomad leader gets one of his motorcycle minions to pick a guy, and they pick like the weakest one. Like pick one of those white nomads that are up there in the mountains. He's there. I pick him, and no, not him, him, and then this guy. They're like, okay, we're gonna do something with this guy, this white mountain guy, powder guy, and they spray his mouth, and then he goes and I think he goes. I don't think he know. He jumps off the mountain and sacrifices and kills himself. Before he kills himself, another one had spray painted this thing in his mouth, which I think they did in the last Mad Max movie. I don't know what it means. If you guys know what it means, let me know what it means. I guess it's a suicide thing or a ready to die kind of thing, maybe. So that guy dies, and yeah, the hooks are picking up these motorcycles during that battle, and then they kind of call a truce. Uh, Remember, we do have this from the last film. The guy comes back. Oh, this is before the last film. I'm gonna call this guy the mountain leader. He's the one with hoses and has a mask on his face and looks really weird. I'm gonna call him the mountain leader. So yeah, man, like I tell you, the chains going down, picking up motorcycles is really awesome. But during this story, these guys they're gonna make a truce. The nomad leaders is in a he is called upon the mountain leader, and they're gonna meet in the mountain, and they're gonna do a truce thing, and I think they're gonna do some kind of trade agreement. And they make a trade agreement. They're gonna trade and stuff. Now this is a part that confused me. There is a gas city or something like that. I think the nomad leader. This is where it gets a little confusing. The nomad leader has captured gas city, and there was a leader of gas city, but I don't know. I get a little confused with this part. I think they do end up capturing that place. So I think nomad leader Nas controls gas city, which they really don't show gas city anymore, but it's a really big city. Well, when the nomad leader visits a mountain leader, he actually gives Furiosa, a young Furiosa, he gives her to the mountain leader as an exchange of out of an exchange agreement between the two about the new trade agreement they have. So along with other things like we want more gas, we want more this, we want more that, and I want the girl too. And okay, you can have her. And it's funny because no matter leader says my daughter's, and then like mountain leader's like no she isn't. I don't know how he knows. He doesn't know. So Furioso now is gonna stay with the mountain people. Uh, Before this part, they do have gas tanker scenes like the second Mad Max movie, where they have gas tankers being invaded all the time by motorcycle gangs and all that. I think there's one before this, but it goes out throughout the film. But let's go to Furioso in the mountain. There's this guy, a big built guy, that wants to do something to her bad. We know he likes her and stuff like that. She evades him, and she ends up cutting her hair to not show everybody she's feminine. So she shaves her. It's one of the first times she shaves her head. They one day they have her they're doing like sky stuff, like dangerous work in the sky, working on mechanical stuff. She does some kind of maintenance stuff where she impresses everybody. So she's given a job, Then she is put on the tanker to work with the tanker that's gonna transport. They actually doesn't even look like they may be transporting gas, but I know one of the tanks it has like lettuce in it, so they're maybe some kind of lettuce, whatever few vegetables they have, they're gonna transport it. So she gets on the first tank crew. The tanker, they actually construct a really good tanker. It's like kind of looks like new. So they're gonna put. I think it's the tanker's just not a tanker truck. It actually has two trailers. One maybe has gas and one has probably food in the back. What you're gonna see that there's a midget that actually works in the last tanker. He's in charge of some of the defenses. And then the guy that's gonna be driving that tanker, it's like he looks he's just a man, and he kind of takes the role like a Mel Gibson, like a good guy. So they go out on their first yeah, tanker uh, truck tanker um, transport. The first trip they go and I think you're always getting attacked. They get attacked. They have the tribesmen on top, the white powder tribesmen on top. They have spears. You're gonna have a lot of battles where they get attacked by motorcycles. They get attacked by the motorcycles. They have like attached to the motorcycles. They have lines that go to parachutes, and they have guys on parachutes. And then some of the guys on the parachutes has fans to move them and stuff like that. A lot of flying devices. At one point, you see a hang glider uh, attacking them. That's like part the Mad Max Part Two with the guys with a hang glider kind of flying vehicle. And they get attacked the first time. They make it to the city and they're allowed to go back. And then they do like two or three trips in this transport. And the second or third one, you see that the nomad leader has kind of like broken the trade agreement. He's trying to really try to kill him. So So he's gonna try to kill him and his minions. They're gonna try to kill the tanker, even though the tanker's there just to go leave off supplies and stuff to them with the trade agreement. Um, so you see all these battles and stuff, but then you're also gonna see the nomad leader. He's gonna have a monster truck trying to kill Furioso. And as time goes on, Furioso has befriended the truck driver, which becomes he's a very righteous man. Actually, he reminds me of Mel Gibson from Part Two. He's very nice, and he tells Furioso like, "I'm gonna teach you everything I know." He doesn't try to do anything nasty with her or anything. He's a righteous man, and he tries to help Furioso, and Furioso ends up, liking him, and they call each other friends. Actually, they're not trying to date each other, as far as I know. But it looked like that you kind of think there's a romance beginning. And she's getting older by this point. She's no longer little. She's still a young lady, but she's probably before she was very young. She looked like it was 9, 10. Now she's at I don't know, 17 to 20. But it's very righteous being friends with her. Oh, anyway, so now the nomad leader's trying to kill Furioso and the Pyder tribesmen and this I'm gonna call her gas trucker driver. He tries to kill them with his monster truck. All his minion guys are trying to kill him, and the only thing they have is to drive this truck away. There's a gas truck tanker away. But when they lose that, which they are, they're gonna try to use motorcycles. They're gonna try to use cars to get away from everybody. And they finally do. And the only other part I remember that's really cool is They have like I call it Dracula's Dracula's gate. It's like has you remember Dracula's castle? A lot of movies show his front gate. It has like open and has like these spikes that go down. That smashes a car. They kind of have a gate like that where the Nomad leader's at. Um, yeah. Before I go on, I need to emphasize all it. It's a lot of action, good action. There's a lot of vehicles that are going into this, but um, after that last gas tanker attack on them, they lose like all their powdered white tribesmen from the top of the truck. Those guys usually use spears, but they're gonna get killed off. There's too many of the nomad leaders of minions, and then Furioso and this gas tanker truck driver. They end up escaping the car, and then they end up getting caught by the nomad leader's minions. They catch them, and then they're circling around them. And I'm about to end it there. Yeah, I don't want to get too far into the ending. Um, all right, I'm gonna end it there because I don't want to spoil the ending. I'm really close to the ending. Now I'm gonna say I really cut it short for you. I talked. I actually went with my brother and my sister and my brother-in-law, and they said it was like 2 hours, I think, and it really looked long. It was, but to me, it was. I usually get bored at movies and I'm like this, or I fall asleep, whatever. This one I actually was going up like this, staring at the movies, like what's gonna happen next? What happens? What's gonna happen next? Um, I cut short it. It sounds very short what I told you, but it's actually like a 2 hour movie. It has a lot of action packed stuff. Like I tell you that gas tanker gets attacked like 3 times. Um, Let me mention the vehicles. What I remember, there's a lot more than that. You're gonna have a lot of motorcycles. You're gonna have like parachute guys that attach to the motorcycles with ropes. You're gonna have the gas tanker that has this defense mechanism back of the tank. It has actually a lot of defense mechanisms, but the main one is really cool. Is the one in the back. They may even press a button for it. It's like a chain that goes around and kills the bad guys. There's gonna be the pole from the last film that comes out too, where they go. That's all. I never get tired of that. There's like a pole attached to the gas tank. And they go from left to right or whatever. Uh, Flamethrowers. I forgot about the flamethrowers. Even in the second Mad Max, they have flamethrowers. They have flamethrowers everywhere, especially from the tanker. There's even maybe guys in bikes with the flamethrowers. I'm not sure about that. The gas city is gonna be attacked. That one has flamethrowers, and I think there's some good guys that owned it before. I think they get taken over by the nomad leaders army. Remember, there's two main leaders, two groups of minions. Well, actually, three, not including the good one, the good guys that own. There's this guy with his big beard. He's the leader of the gas city. Those are the good guys before they get taken over by the second one. Be the nomad leader. His minions and all, they took over gas city, I believe. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure he did. They didn't show a lot about that part, so that's why I'm trying to remember. And then you have the mountain leader, which is gonna come out in that came out in the last film. And so this film is the one that comes before the last film, which I remember seeing because I remember that guy with that white powder guy with a weird mask and all that. Like I said, there's a lot of action there. The story's good. The story keeps you entertained. You're there like, wow. Like I was into this movie like almost the whole time, and I usually wander off and stuff like that with other movies, but this one was action packed. I give the I give the storyline. Oh, by the way, I forgot. There's something like when she was a little girl and she was in the jungle, whatever. They were trying to get a peach, whatever. She has the seed of the peach. That's supposed to be a big thing. I ignore that part. I really don't care about the peach. But I guess that Peach, and she would even keep it in her Furiosa would even keep it in her hair. Sometimes she would shave her head. Sometimes she would keep it long. When she, as the story goes on, she lets it grow again. She actually cut it off of the little girls so this guy wouldn't try to molest her or anything like that. And the guy actually, in one part, when she's small, he actually gets her by herself and then gets her hair. And the hair comes out. She had made like a what is it called? I want to say a toupee. Yeah, I was almost going to say toupee. Toupee, and she starts running off, and she's like, just has her hair like ah. That was a very she's so that shows that she's a very smart little girl. And it's kind of funny too. Yeah, the peach. Yeah, there's parts I want to say about the ending, but I'm not gonna say nothing about the ending. I'm not gonna spoil it for you guys. Uh, so I'm gonna. There's parts I want to tell you about. Like I probably forgot about the vehicles. I'm pretty sure I'm missing some vehicles, but the vehicles are absolutely cool. The parachutes that are on strings attached to the motorcycles. Motorcycles are cool. The monster truck. That's the Nomad Leader's monster truck. I think it's a six wheeler. I think it has six wheels on it, three on one side, three on the other. The hang glider. The guys on parachutes with fans on them. That's pretty cool. I don't know if they mentioned the gas truck. The gas truck has a lot of weapons, especially the one in the back with it has chains in the back. Go spin around. It's a special move, special maneuver that special weapon that would kill a lot of people. Um, so the story I would give an A plus. The movie, the weapons and vehicles, I give it an A plus plus plus. Um, the whole movie, I give an A plus plus at least. Now I'll give it. I love it a lot. A plus plus plus. It was a good action movie. I don't like police action. That's just my thing. I don't like police action movies. This one is I call it creative, which I like creative action movies because it's in the future when they don't have that much gas. Well, they have a lot of gas there with all those vehicles, but around the world shut down, kind of apocalypse kind of deal. The other movies I like. This movie is better than the last one. That's my opinion. I did see the last one. Only saw the last one once, but I think this movie is like 4 or 5 times better than the last one. So, I I strongly recommend you if you like apocalyptic Mad Max movies or creative movies, watch it. If you saw the last one, watch this one. This one's better. This is my opinion. It's way better. This movie has way a lot of action. There's parts, and then when it slows down, you want to know what's gonna happen next. You want to hear what's going on, and the story, and so either way you win. I mean, when the movie's action packed, you're into it. When it slows down, you're like this. What's gonna happen next? Can you beat that? Not really. Now, some people are not gonna like this movie, and they're probably gonna be the ones that like different kind of action, or they're into slow, boring movies, or they're into romance movies. Those are the ones that don't want to watch it, or they don't like gruesome stuff. They don't like killing and all that. They're not gonna watch it. Those are the ones that are not gonna want to watch it. But if you like action, watch this movie. All right, I guess I'm gonna end it there. Don't forget us to subscribe, like, and share if you like my videos. Uh, my name's Alberto, aka Destroyer 48, and I'll leave you with this. The world will never be a perfect place, but we can all make it better. Till next time, I will see you guys next time. Ciao, later, bye.